Hi kids, welcome back for another week of Kids Church at Home. It really is home because look who's here with me today. It's Billy the dog, and she's going to join us as we learn more about God's amazing promises. Well, just as you were arriving, we were about to have some morning tea, and Billy is very much wanting my morning tea, so I might have to hide it from her. But have a look what I've got here today for morning tea. What have you got for morning tea? Because we always have a bit of something to snack on before we start Kids Church. And today, I wanted to make one of our favourite things, fairy bread. I love fairy bread. Soft, buttery, and a little bit sweet and crunchy. But it's not just any normal fairy bread. I have fairy bread in the shape of stars. I'm not sure if you can see this, and this is going to drive Billy a little bit nuts. Look at my fairy bread. It's in a star shape. And I also bought some marshmallow treats. And look, they're stars as well. I'm wondering if you can think of a Bible story. I'm just going to pop this over here with my teddy friends, and hopefully Billy won't eat it. I wonder if you can think of a Bible story that has stars in it. Lots of stars. Stars and stars and stars everywhere. I wonder if you can remember a story we did last week that had something to do with stars. Here's some reminders. Okay? From last week, we learned about God's amazing promises. God always keeps his promise. Every promise he made. And here's some promises he made to a man named Abraham. That's right, Abraham. We learned about Abraham last week. So God made promises to Abraham. God promised Abraham that he would have a big family, a huge family, a family so big it was like all the stars in the whole world. And God promised Abraham that he would make a new land for his people to live in. Remember, Abraham and his family headed off to a new land. And God promised that the whole world, everywhere, would be happy through Abraham's family. The whole world happy and blessed through Abraham's family. I wonder how God's going to do this. I wonder how God is going to keep all these promises. Because last week we learned that Abraham and Sarah were very old. They were very, very old, and they didn't have any children. How is God going to keep his promises for all that huge family when he can't have children? We're going to learn more about that very soon. But first, it's time for our memory verse. That's right. Our memory verse. Now, I haven't got my helper with me today. I mean, I do have some friends here, but they're not so good at memory verses. Billy's pretty good, and she's good company, but she's not so good at memory verses. So you're going to have to work extra hard with me today to help this work. So I'm going to say a bit, you're going to say that after me. I'll say some, you say some. We'll keep going like that and see how we go. So our memory verse for this term is taken from the book of Joshua, chapter 23, verse 14. The Lord has kept every promise he made. But it's much more fun when we do a memory verse, when we make a bit of noise and we have some, and make it really loud, okay? Because these guys here aren't going to make much noise. You at home need to help me hear you from here. I'm in my house, you're in your house. Let's make some noise together. So why don't you stand up and start some marching? Can you march? You standing up? Okay, let's start marching. You marching? March, 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 march. You ready to copy after me? The Lord has kept. The Lord has kept every promise he made. The Lord has kept every promise he made. Joshua 23 verse 14. hear you, but I think we're going to have another go, because I just think we need to make it a little louder. Are you ready? Yes, you are. The Lord has kept. The Lord has kept every promise he made. Joshua 23 verse 14. I think I heard you. What a great job. Excellent work. Give yourselves a clap and sit down. We all sitting down? Sitting down, wriggles out, all ready, goodo. Because what time is it now? It's time for our Bible story. That's right. We're going to read the Bible together. And today's story we're going to read from the Beginner's Bible. And this is another Bible that we love reading in Kids Church. But before we read our Bible story, let's have a little game. A game of something called I Spy. I spy with my little eye someone beginning with A. She helps in our class each week. And all of you love this special person. It's one of our teachers, A. Bron. No, that doesn't start with A. Katie. No, that doesn't start with A. Oh, now it's a bit tricky because our other two teachers start with A. We have Ava and we also have Alex. That's right, Alex. I have asked Alex to do us a big favour this week and join us in our Kids Church at home, and she's going to bring us our Bible reading. So you ready to zoom over to Alex's house? Hold on tight, because we're going to go over to Alex and she's going to read our Bible story. Ready, set, over to Alex's house.
Hey, it's Alex here. I hope all you guys are well. I'm sure you're having lots of fun at home with your families, doing lots of exciting things. Today, I'll be reading you a story from the Beginner's Bible called The Visitors. You ready? One hot day, Abraham was resting near his tent. He heard footsteps. 3 men were standing nearby. Abraham went out to greet them. Would you like to rest in the shade? We have plenty of cool water to drink. Can I get you something to eat? Abraham told Sarah about the visitors. He asked her to make a tasty meal. While they were eating, the 3 visitors shared some exciting news. They said, "Your wife is going to have a son." Isn't that exciting? Sarah heard what they said. She laughed, thinking, I am too old. God asked Abraham, why did Sarah laugh? Anything is possible with the Lord. Sure enough, the next year, Sarah had a baby boy, and they named him Isaac. I cannot wait to read the next part of that story next week. But now I'm going to hand back to Bron.
Thanks, Alex, so much for bringing us that Bible story. Can you see in that Bible story today how God has kept his amazing promise? Even though Abraham and Sarah were very, very, very old, I'm going to reach down here and pull up our thing again. Even though Abraham and Sarah were very, very old, God blessed them with children. And then God blessed them with grandchildren and great-grandchildren and on and on and on. And Abraham did have a family. As many as there are stars in the sky. Because why? Because the Lord has kept every promise he made. Now we're going to learn more about Abraham's family each week over this term. More and more and more about how God keeps his promises, about the amazing promises of our great God. And before we go to our craft time, you know what we do now? That's right, we pray. We spend time talking to God and thanking him for the wonderful blessings that he's given us and the wonderful promises he's made. And I thought as a very special treat today, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to head back over to Alex's house, and Alex is going to help us talk to God in prayer. So you ready to zoom back to Alex's house? Hold on tight. Let's go back to Alex's house. Over we go. Scratch nose and back and cut and thinking. Okay. How awesome was that? It really is just like being at church together on a Sunday morning when our kids' church teachers all join us for our kids' church at home. How wonderful. And hopefully we'll have more of our friends join us over the next few weeks. Now, after our prayer, we know what time it is. I'm going to pop these over here because I'm going to show you what time it is. It's one of your favourite times of our lesson. It's craft time. So what's our craft today? Now, if you go to your little special bag with all your bits and pieces in it, you'll find this craft for today. What's that a picture of? It's a tent. It's a tent, the tent that Abraham and Sarah lived in when the visitors came to see them. When the visitors came to see them to tell them about God's amazing promise, how they would have a baby, even though they were very, very old. God was going to bless them with a baby. And so here's the tent. And our words up the top say, 3 visitors came and told Abraham good news. Within a year, they would have a baby boy. And that's exactly what happened. Why? Because the Lord has kept every promise he made. So today, you've got your picture, and I've given this one a go. I've made mine a stripy tent. Lots of colourful stripy colours there. You can add some paper to cut and glue. You could do some colouring like I've done there. Or you might use some other things that you've got at home. You can decorate it however you like and then pop that in your scrapbook to keep up your collection of stories each week about God's amazing promises. So you can head off and do that now, and I will see you back here next week for Kids Church at Home. Have a good week, kids. I'll be praying for you. I miss you, but I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.